Hey, this is Lovecraft and Art. We're going to be watching some creepy TikToks tonight. So if you've been looking for a thrill, look no further because we're going to jump right in.
My kids were sitting here eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or maybe their favorite, Lucky Charms. Now, I was a contractor for 22 years, and we used to do paint prep, do cleaning and things like that. And I'm sitting there reading a box, and I noticed that it says it contains trisodium phosphate. This, TSP, let's see, trisodium phosphate, harmful if swallowed, eye irritant, skin irritant, if ingested, call poison control. Poison control. Let's see here. Trisodium phosphate. And it's not way down here with the vitamins, it's way up here. That's on Lucky Charms. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We've got Star Wars, trisodium phosphate. This is a carcinogen that we're feeding our kids, and General Mills is putting it in all of their stinking cereal. If I sprinkled trisodium phosphate on my kids' cereal, if I put this on there, I would go to prison for poisoning my children. But yet, they're putting it in our cereals for our kids to eat.
I gotta go.
Wait. What about this quarantine?
Yeah, how serious is this monkey flu? Not serious at all, because it's not true. See, the government likes to covertly test the emergency response system every once in a while to see how people mobilize, the authorities respond, and the public react.
Wait a minute, so this is just a drill?
Exactly. They do it all the time. You remember H1N1?
Yeah.
A drill. Remember SARS? Yeah, a drill.
Just how easy is it to physically alter someone's mind from a distance? Let's watch this clip from Dr. Beck, and you'll be shocked.
And what I'm going to do here is something magical. I'm going to pick up here a Scripto pencil, and you'll notice when I wave it around this electrometer, this electrostatic voltmeter, not much is happening. I'm going to do something magical to this pencil. I'm going to put a few extra electrons on it, like you did in high school. Now what happens? Number one, when I have charged this piece of plastic by rubbing it through my hair, as you do with a hair comb during the day, we have made a field which you can measure if you have an instrument. Now I'm going to do something else to you. I want the people from the first row back, I guess some of you even a little beyond the video camera are going to feel this. This works double blind, this is not suggestion. We're going to create a 3 to 5 hertz field, as Hamer did at UCLA in 1965, and we're going to ask you how you feel. Now, we're going to produce a 9 hertz wave. A wave is a time-varying field, and I want those of you who are sensitive to tell me what you feel compared to the 3 to 5. Okay? You got it? I see several faces have lit up here. You felt that? Terrific.
Yeah, the one wave made you feel slightly low. I felt the vibration in the solar plexus.
Yeah.
The second one you did, I felt the energy charge throughout the whole body.
Exactly. If you saw those previous slides, we have replicated here with very simple, do-it-yourself, verifiable on scientific instruments, waves and fields that have profound effect on biological systems. So we can go in and find out what restaurants are modifying your eating habits by giving you an adrenaline reaction, which normally produces fight or flight syndrome. If you paid $20 for a meal, you're not going to fight or run away, you're going to eat faster. If you eat faster, they're going to have more table turnover during a shift. This is being done. We found a number of these locations in Southern California that are doing this to us. Incidentally, they are connected with the family. They are Italian-owned. This technology has leaked down to the public. We hoped it would be a few years before this happened.
In the 1980s.
When we began trying to actively manipulate the mood and brain waves of Homo sapiens, we first tried photic stimulus, flashing lights. We tried evoke potential from sound. We tried a number of things about which we do not talk in public. We finally developed a little device about this size that goes in your shirt pocket. I took it down, now I'm telling on myself, but I hope the statute of limitations has run out, to a couple of the major tourist attractions in Southern California, where we would have an unlimited number of subjects, free, doesn't have to feed laboratory mice. We determined that we could alter the brain patterns of about 35% of the gross population up to a distance of around 20 to 30 feet. Instead of going through the door, they would run into the door jamb. Instead of walking around the trash can, they would kick it over. They'd get lost. As soon as I found that this actually worked, and I used these to determine the waveforms, pulse repetition rates, etc., I destroyed the units because I felt we were doing a highly unethical thing. So I hied myself back to Washington and I said, hey, you guys, we've got a clear and present danger.
Your mind is being altered every day from outside sources. And the only question left for you is whether or not you want to take control of it or let it be in the hands of somebody else.
Andrew Dawson filmed what he claimed was a giant on top of a mountain in Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada. In the following days, he tried to get closer to find and film the creature, but in the process claimed to be stopped, harassed, followed, and stalked by the CIA. He then stops posting videos for over a month, and when he returns, uploads an update video that is extremely strange, and viewers pointed out that it seemed like it was forced. His next video that he uploads would be his last, because a month and a half later, sadly, tragedy struck. That's a brief overview of this strange saga. I just uploaded a full-length video documenting this on my YouTube channel.
Idalia. You might have heard me say before, I have a certain skill for identifying patterns, pointing out commonalities between things. It's quite frustrating because I'm not really the best at putting it together and figuring out what it all means. That's where I need you guys to help me. Disclaimer, we're about to jump down the rabbit hole. So if you're not about that life, this is your forewarning. Idalia is actually the Spanish name for the ancient pagan Greek goddess Aphrodite. Idalia means behold the sun, which I'm not really sure if I find this interesting, but Lahaina means merciless sun. Aphrodite is also Ishtar, as well as Asherah, Astarte, Inanna, Urania, and Deimos, and there are a few other names. They're all one and the same. Whatever you want to call this pagan deity is the deity of love, sex, and war. Some refer to this deity as the deity of sex and violence, also known as the sea goddess to the ancient Greeks. Before we move on, you need to understand that what I'm trying to get across here is I'm not really sure how to tie this all together, but from what I know, from what I've researched, I have a very strong feeling that there's some sort of witchcraft being cast over this country right now. Aphrodite is also Venus, a ferocious warrior goddess, she who vanquishes all, the creature who encapsulated war, death, and destruction, as well as life-giving powers of sex, which, if you want to do a deeper dive, that is pagan, ritualistic sex practices. Those that would worship this deity in the ancient days would have their cult festival in the middle of the summer. Along with being the goddess or deity of love, sex, beauty, war, justice, and political conquest, this deity encapsulated the idea of being intersex. Also encapsulated war, death, destruction, and ritualistic sex. So there's way too much to cover in this video, but I'm trying to boil it down to just important points that I think that you should know. This deity is known as the storm goddess, who could bring rain and thunder. Her rage was compared to a destructive storm. Now, conspiracy theorist or not, why choose this name? Why choose this name? And if you're one of those people that's just going to say, it's just a name, bless your heart, but this video is not for you. think it's pretty interesting, coincidental if that's what you want to call it, that in 2021, the ancient temple of Aphrodite was unearthed in modern Turkey. I'm going to try to make a couple more videos pointing out how we've seen Aphrodite, Ishtar, in our modern culture within just the last couple of years. And maybe I'll give you more clarity, but until then, my fellow conspiracy thinkers, tell me what you think.
So you see her hands go above her face once. Watch when they come back down.
I wanted to post screenshots of the AI filter coming off so people could see for a bit longer just how insane this is.
Watch her face glitch. Now watch her back tattoo disappear.